What's up, everybody? Born 2K. You hear what's going on in Chicago? That they're finally thinking about setting the feds in Chicago just to clean it up because of all the murders. There's so many murders that are unsolved because people are going crazy out there because, you know what I mean? This is not a good time to go crazy when they're going to try to bring back businesses out there so everybody can start working again. Out in Chicago and Detroit, all that. This is the one time black people can have their self back on their feet again. You know what I mean? And Trump's trying to talk to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Trying to tell everybody, like, yo, I'm trying. You know what I mean? I give Trump that. President Trump that, man. I give him that, man. I give him that. He's really trying to focus on trying to make us have opportunities, you know what I mean, to take care of our families and to do what we need to do. Because he knows he's looking at numbers, you know what I'm saying? He's looking at how many numbers of the original people that are dying left and right in this country. There's a lot. There's a lot there with the point where, like I told you, there ain't going to be many of people that look like me left. You know what I'm saying? Or this shade. See this color right here? There ain't going to be many of us like this. Because we're killing each other left and right. I've been watching videos on a lot of cool people that I know. Like, shout out to the Yuba guy. Shout out to you, man. You know, shout out to a lot of you guys that's just solid, man. Just solid dudes that just speaking from in here. You really want to do something. You want to do something positive, man. I feel you. You know what I mean? Life ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? Life's not easy for us being who we are, the first original people. All right, that's the best way of saying it. Because original people means everybody, you know, that look like me and you, right? I think life is going through a challenge right now. I think, like I say, and I'm always going to say, the devil's running out of time. So they need to speed things up. And sometimes you speed things up to a point where there's no existence of the... Put this way, if I think the way things is going to happen is that you reap what you sow, right? Now, in the beginning, what happened to us Native Indians, right? What happened to us? They took our land. They took some of the people, the original people that were dark as this, right? And they turn around and quote, you know, there was no difference between the Africans that are out there and the Indians that were here. There was no difference. Only difference is that our nose was different. You might have your nose might be flat, mine's just rounded. You know what I'm saying? I got a round nose. You know what I mean? But that's the only difference. You know what I'm saying? So they took the original people and they enslaved us. Half of us, they enslaved us. And the other half, they mixed with us and they made people that look like what you see now, right? Or lighter. Or people that are 1% Indian, that are real light skinned. They look like white people and they're actually supposed to be Indians. Majority are, but you know how that goes, right? By history, it's supposed to be dark as this. Indians used to be dark as this at one time. This is what Indians used to look like. Let's not get it twisted. Indians used to look exactly like this color right here. Silverback. They're the original, okay? But anyway, as time go on, man, I think that when our history, right, of all the killings going on with us, the original people here, and besides the slave ship that brought, they didn't bring, you know, in the slave trade, at least over 500 million died through that slave trade, right? Just going through that water, okay? Over 500 million died in the water, going back and forth to try to get to America. So a lot of slaves did not get into America. So they had to have with the quote unquote, the Jews, the ones who called Jews, went over to Mexico, towards Mexico in those lines and found all these dark people and they started taking them. You know what I'm saying? That's why in Mexico, there was slave trades in Mexico. A lot of people speak Spanish at the time. Before it was Indian, you know, native Indian tongue, right? And then it went to Spanish. You know what I mean? And then you start speaking Spanish. That's where you get the Mexicans, right? You know what I'm saying? Everything was right there. So when I think about what Trump with this border, I'm just cutting off for a second. When I think about Trump and that border thing, it kind of like separates the original people from their people. So why we can't, you know, there's a lot of ways of going about it by putting something metal thing up there. Just like I said, just have the Marines or whatever. They do basic training through all that. And they just send the people back and forth home. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's another thing. But anyway, when I'm going back as far as what happened to the original people in the United States here, over a period of time, the bloodshed and the murders that happened to us, the Reap What You Sow Act happened, right? In their quote unquote, in their Christian religion, they say in the Christian religion, what happened to us was okay in their Christian religion. That was okay for what they did to us, and that we had to learn a religion that had nothing to do with us. You know what I mean? In the United States, the original religion was not based on Christianity. Okay? It wasn't based on that. It was based on Indians just praying to our Creator or for the land. And every part of the land. And we was just intense. We lived off the land. We took care of our families. And we took care of each other. And we migrated to different areas so that areas that we was at can regrow and replenish the lands, right? That's what us Indians did. That's all we did. But some of once they came from the Christianity, quote unquote, where they call themselves, but half of them were, I'm going to tell you right now, half my friends would tell you, they could sit here for 3 or 4 hours and tell you about that Christianity had nothing to do with the witchcraft and the warlocks and the stuff that we do where I live at, you know? Because a lot of people practice witchcrafts in that kind of religion here. You know what I mean? Where I live at is where all the slave boats came through the channel. I'm the main channel of the United States where everything came through, where everything started from. Do you understand? So our history is based on slavery. Okay? Our money is based on slavery and politics. And how to manipulate everybody into thinking in the way we want them to think about, the way we want them to think, in the way what we want them to do, and how we want them to react. It was based off of where I live at. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, over a period of years, the sins of what happened, right? And now in the Bible says that I believe in the Bible, the way I read the Bible is that the things that are going on in the United States or anywhere is the sins of the sins. The sins that the Reap What You Sow Act that the God created, that God said that whatever you do to somebody else, it comes back 20 or 4 or 50 times more to you, right? So you say I stole $1 from this kid, but later on, somebody turns around and steals $50 from me, $100 from me. It's double the amount of, you know, it's a spiritual thing. I don't want to go in there. That's like, but anyway, the Christianity thing, and then all these people that were witches and warlocks, that were rapists and murderers, were all coming on those ships that claimed that they were Christianity, but they wasn't. It was only a small percentage of the Christians were there. And the small percentage of the Christians that were there had slaves, and they had to whip the slaves, the native Indian, into believing in their ways of life and their philosophy, quote unquote, So anyway, I think what's going to happen, Trump knows, and everybody who's highly intelligent and knows a religion and knows how the Creator works, if you kill so many of us black people in the United States, then the sins of something deep and dark is going to happen to you, is it not? Now, the more that we're losing, now black people in the United States used to be half or more at one time. Between the last 15 to 20 years, it went from more than half of the population to now all less than a quarter, or not even 25% of the population, not even 10%. I say I really honestly say 7% of us are still alive. Are still trying to make it through before we all get killed. And the other, they say it's 11 to 12%. That's bullshit. That's just saying other people that want to claim themselves as black people, or what Caucasians think of us. You know what I mean? How they think. Like even Spanish black, this black, French blacks. They add everybody and put it together. You know what I mean? Whatever. But I think that's what's going to happen. And I hope it, and I think Trump's trying to stop that from happening by throwing those feds in there and probably locking everybody up, making them feel safe again, because they have to. Because if we lose some of us, the original people of the United States, then something bad's going to happen. And I think spiritually something's going to happen if things don't go the way it's going. Because God's seeing, you got to understand, the Creator sees things, all these people are dying, they coming to the Creator in enormous speeds. You know what I mean? Where the Creator don't even have time to think. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why is everybody coming like this? Because, his son, the Creator's son, is running out of time. Because the Creator said, look, you're running out of time. I can't have you keep up here messing up the world like this anymore. And I think that's what's happening to us. All right, people, it's 412K. And I think Trump's trying to, break the curse. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Everybody have a good day, good evening, and a good night. Stay safe.